We're here with David, the adventurous amputee. We're out at the Amputee Coalition meeting here. This is both of our first time, right?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Yeah, I've never been. It's been
Yeah,
pretty.
how long you been amputee now?
12 years.
Yeah, 16, never
Yeah.
been invited, never been.
It's
so.
nice to like finally get here and
Yeah.
see, like it was fun to go to AOPA and
Yeah.
see like, oh, this is the industry side and everything, but it's definitely a different vibe here
Totally
to be
different,
here with
yeah.
users and
Yeah, and
relating
seeing the
more.
impact that every day makes,
For sure.
in these patients' lives.
Well, and like yesterday, you know, just like a couple highlights, we were about halfway through the meeting now, and like yesterday, I really felt like the keynote speaker was amazing. We'll have to put his name in here because Dr. James something, but man, he really like his story was pretty powerful, and it's fun to just again sit down with other amputees and just hear this. Like I really felt like he wasn't like giving parenting advice. He was talking about really how bad his parents were to him. But I was sitting there thinking about my kids and like thinking about like, I hope that a little bit I took from and can make me a little bit of a better parent. And I'm sure
I saw
you've
a lot
had
of teary
some.
eyes there, and it made me like, I've always had an interest in helping out at kids' hospitals, and it just really drove home that point of, sometimes these kids don't have parents that could help, so they want to help, so.
Some of the things he said, it was crazy. It's like now having kids, it's like thinking about saying that to one of my daughters is insane.
Yeah.
But I think like if we could all just work at Shriners, we would.
Yeah, right. If we could all just do the nonprofit all the time, 24/7, and have a life. Yeah.
That would be a big deal. But we also went into the so everybody can move round table and like, you know, you're just barely getting into that. There's not
feet wet.
Getting your feet wet, figuring it out. There's not a team in Texas, so it's like hard for you to get involved. So really, you had to come here and meet like Kyle and Nicole, so that hopefully you could start building out a team there. And
yeah, I mean, I know I've been talking about it, and I just maybe didn't reach out to the right people, but getting more interest, and I know a lot of people in Texas already amputee wise, and I would be more than happy to spend some more time in Austin. I love Austin, and there's a lot of our industry is being built there, so what a great place to go and march on the Capitol and say, hey, we're here, we want to make a difference, and we deserve these legs that we're being denied on.
Well, it really does like make such a difference. Like like we all need more than one leg. Like the fact that the way that Medicare laws are written and even just medical necessity in general really like eats at my core a lot of times. Sometimes I lay at night with rage of like medical necessity is.
And that's one thing for our experience, because we're not only patients, but we have also worked on the clinical side of things. So we see the denials, we see the patients, heartbreaking when you tell them no, and you're like, well, that's not the official no. This means we got to keep fighting.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to keep fighting, right? But that's something a lot of patients don't understand.
They don't. It's tough to know that you have to advocate for yourself all the time.
That's the right word.
Yeah. And for someone like, you and me, it's like, yeah, it's all, I need a snowboard leg and everything else, but really where it does like that impact is for maybe the people that aren't quite as active, and it's like, maybe they would be if they could get these things, but some person in an insurance office is sitting there saying like, no, you don't need to do that. And it's like, it really is such an inhumane thing.
I've heard this a lot. Like, did you run before? No. Are you going to run now? Well, something life-altering happened to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm changing my life now. Maybe I do want to. Why shouldn't I be allowed to do that? Just because I didn't do it before, I can't do it after the fact?
Why can't I go see if maybe I want to?
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth me doing now because my whole life has changed. And like even I was filling out a survey, and it has one page that is all about like, how do you adapt to change? Do you welcome change? Yada, yada. And I started thinking about it because it's like, that's kind of a stupid question to ask amputees. It's not like don't take that personal if you guys writing that survey saw it, but like, of course we adapt to, like I adapt to change every single day, whether that's I have to adapt my leg or my leg isn't feeling the best today or the rest of my body is. Like, our whole life is changing.
Yeah, everything's handicap accessible.
Yeah, our whole life is adapting to change, and like really, when things start to get stagnant for me, and it's the same thing all the time, is when I start to get bored. So like, change is good for me, but yeah, so everybody can move is a very important cause. It's fun to be a part of. Hopefully, we are working to get that the legislation passed in Utah this upcoming session. So
when's the session? Do you know?
I believe it starts in a few weeks even.
Oh,
wow. And that's the goal.
Yeah.
That was kind of the goal last year. We introduced the bill a little bit last year, and so we're working. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. But yeah, definitely working in Utah to get that passed as well. And then obviously we're in the exhibit hall right now. It's a little bit dead, so that's why we decided to sit down and shoot a video. But like last night was crazy all night, and it definitely is.
Entrance to it's always the best part because everyone wants to be in the exhibit. There's snacks going around, and people are bumping shoulders and running into people I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's always good, I think, the opening.
Well, and it's cool to see, like, because like we go to trade shows with industry and CPOs who are our customers, and that's always fun to talk about the specs. And I think we're both like prosthetic dorks, and we want to
Yeah,
like sit down and be like, well, this is why this is different, and how this could be better, and all of those things. But it's nice to also like talk to end users and just be like,
yes,
yeah, it's a good foot, and like if you want to try it, you should try it,
yeah.
and that I've really enjoyed of just
I
like,
think that on that point, that's one of the reasons we were brought on to Allard, because our social media experience. And then, in my experience working in clinical, most prosthetists are usually comfortable with 3 feet or three manufacturers. So when the patient comes in and they're new to the industry, they don't know there's 100 feet out in the
mhm,
market. And I'm not saying our foot's the best or any foot's best for everybody.
no foot is,
Exactly.
yeah,
So there's good to know and there's good to have user experience. And I think social media is bringing more user experience. Patients are able to see what's on the market. And maybe you see so and so, like I see you using a foot, but it might not be a good foot for me in my everyday life. So
right,
it's good to get user experience. I think social media is making it easier to reach the end user, which is
yeah.
the ultimate goal.
Which in like, I've had conversations with like CPOs of like, well, is that cutting us out of the equation? And it's really not at all,
No,
right?
we
Like
still need you.
yeah, we need somebody to fit it. We still like, I still rely on my CPs to help me make decisions. Like if
Hmm.
it's something I want to try or something I'm interested in buying and wearing, I'll call 3 of my CP friends and be like, what do you think about this?
Yeah,
And so I think that there's just value in end users knowing what they're wearing and why they
education.
wear
Yeah,
it, right? And it doesn't mean that we're trying to cut a CP out of the equation or a therapist or a doctor. I would love to educate them as well at the
yeah,
same time, but at the end of the day, being an end user, I know how much I've benefited from somebody taking a little bit of extra
100%.
time to explain to me what I'm wearing and how much that's helped me in my career and
Yeah.
social media on everything. Like it really does make a big difference. It makes me more comfortable ambulating throughout my
Yeah,
day.
and not only
So
that, it makes you better educated to talk to other people about it. I'm sure, as someone who's worked in the field since losing their limb as well, you've been in the lab somewhere and a rep comes by and just says, "Hey, throw this foot on." They didn't ask you your category, your size, and they expect you to give an honest opinion and a 5-minute little trial. Whereas we know as users, like take it out of the lab.
yeah,
Let me
go
go home
home.
on it. Let me go do it every day. That's the real test.
Yeah, it's you just can't. You can say yay or nay in the office, right? And it's like, yeah, that's nice to some extent, but like you really don't know until you've worn it
Take it
for a
out.
few days,
Yeah.
And once you've worn it for a few days, like sometimes, most of the time, I'll put something on and be like, pretty nice. Then as soon as I'm like home doing regular things at home, I'm like, this sucks, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And you can't figure those things out without experience again. And I think like you and I are both pretty passionate on like sharing our experience and
Yeah.
how we can help grow the education around
Yes.
the whole industry and the amputee community. And
Yeah.
like that's, just we're not gonna go too long here, wrap it
Yeah.
up quick, but like that is what I've really enjoyed about being here
Same.
is
Same.
it's nice to hang out with David, nice to hang out with Jack and talk about Americas, see all the friends and stuff, but like seeing other users again and being here and it's a little bit different environment than
Yeah.
what we're used to operating in and like it's much more of a welcome. Like that's what I love about being an amputee is like the community
You're
is so
welcome.
welcoming
Yeah.
and like doesn't matter who you are, what you are, like everybody is pretty accepting of everyone.
Mhm.
And that's what I've enjoyed of this week.
Yeah.
It's just like it's nice to talk to
And
other
I think
people.
on that note, I don't know if you've experienced this. I know me and Jack, and I don't want to be negative at all, but I've heard some negative experiences from people at the roundtables,
Yeah.
and it's kind of upsetting knowing that maybe they didn't have the education or the resources that they were known that they should have been able to get. So that's why social media and education is so important.
Right. I mean, I was just talking to a guy over there that was like, I've started a YouTube channel and he just lost his legs. And he's like, I've started a channel and my channel was just going to be about going around and showing, how I get into government buildings using an ADA ramp and stuff. And then I got here to the meeting and I realized I don't know anything. And I've been an
Yeah.
amputee for 3 years. And so he's like, now I want to make videos about K levels and all these different things. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, check my channel out first off. But like, the more the merrier, really.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there should be a lot more voices in this space promoting better education.
Yeah, and we all have a different take on. I wouldn't say we're I know me and you both hate the word social media influencer. Content creator is what I like to use.
I don't even like that. I
Yeah.
just like to
But there's
make reviews.
different people's content. Like the way they make stuff is different. The way I make stuff is different from what you make.
For sure.
And maybe what I say resonates with somebody and something else resonates with your channel.
For
So
sure.
that's why it's good to have multiple people doing this.
Well, and it's also like my perspective, my background
Yes.
is very different. The things that I'm dealing with, the things that I look for
I'm
are
in
very
Texas,
different.
you're in Utah, you're in the
Right.
mountainous state, I'm in a flat state.
Right. It's like, how many times have we had a guy in Texas be like, do you guys want heated or cooled sockets or
yeah.
heated sockets? And I'm like, no, dude, I don't like, come to Utah. Like, I don't need a cooled socket. I don't need a heated socket. Like my temperature levels out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think everyone has like a great idea, and especially new users, hey, what if I had this? What if I had that? But I think once you get to that 3 to 5 year mark, you really start understanding a little bit more about the amputation, your abilities, and kind of what's out there for you.
well, and I've also like had ideas in that 3-year range, and it's like then I get 2 years down the road and see like that already exists, or it doesn't exist for a very, very specific reason, you know. So it's definitely an interesting world, and it's been fun to get involved. But yeah, it's been fun to be down here, and looking forward to the rest of the show. And
yeah, I think the other keynote speakers coming on today, the doctor, man, that was really impactful.
We'll put his name in here for
there,
sure, because it really was awesome. I took a picture of him speaking and everything because it was fun. But yeah, just wanted to give a little update on the Amputee Coalition meeting. If you are an end user, an amputee out there watching these, and you have interest in this, one, you can reach out to me and David. We're open to talk to you, give advice on anything, whether that's down to your prosthetic, down to what camera you should be using, if you want to make content, whatever it is. But also, if you have any interest in coming out and joining this meeting, like I do think it's worth it. I don't think they've announced where it's at next year, but once that is announced, hopefully soon, sign up, get registered, and get your tickets, because it really is, for new users especially, I think that there is so much value in coming here, and I really wish that I came sooner.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if I would have come, so I did limb salvage for 2.5 years. If I had come in that time of limb salvage and met all these awesome people, I might have been encouraged to move on with my life quicker. I'm not sad that I did it, but I am sad I waited 16 years. And from the new users I've met this week, it seems like it's really impactful for them. So.
Yeah, it's definitely been pretty cool. Well, we'll wrap it up there. If you're watching on my channel, check out David's, The Adventurous Amputee. If you're watching on The Adventurous Amputee, check out my channel, Mick Morris Prosthetic Services. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks.